Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm doing a book review on Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I would like to thank NetGalley for providing me an e-arc of this book in exchange for an honest review. Alexandra Bracken is the author of the Darkest Minds trilogy, and that is one of my favorite trilogies, so I was very excited to be reading this book. This review will have no spoilers, so if you haven't read this book, that's okay, you can still watch this video. This book came out January 5th. This is the first book in a duology, and it follows a 17-year-old girl named Etta Spencer, who is a violin prodigy. On the night of a performance, she gets transported to the year 1776 and she finds herself on a ship. She was brought by another girl named Sophia, and Sophia's grandfather is threatening Etta to help find an object that her mother apparently stole. Through Sophia, she learns that she is a traveler, which means that she has the ability to travel through time. Being a traveler is something inherited, and Etta inherited this traveling gene through her mom. On this ship, she meets Nicholas Carter, and together they travel through time to find the object. Overall, I did enjoy this book. My main complaint about this book is that it was very slow. Especially the first half of the book. I enjoyed the second half a lot more than I did with the first half. Since it was pretty slow, there were moments where I was a bit bored and not as interested in the story. However, I thought it was really interesting to learn about the time traveling in this book. The only time traveling book that I read before was Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier, and I've heard about other time traveling stuff such as like Doctor Who, and the time traveling for those revolved around a time machine. And for Passenger, there is no time machine. The way you travel through time is through passages. Each passage has like one destination, and there's like multiple passages in different locations. There is a certain way that you can open a passage, and then I kind of just picture the passages as portals. I really like the restrictions that Alexandra Bracken created for the time traveling. It made the action of time traveling a lot more complex and not as easy. There were also a few things throughout this book that I feel like was not explained well, so there were moments where I was a bit confused as to what was going on or how certain things would work. I was especially confused towards the end. Something big happened towards the end, and I'm not sure how one of the characters is going to resolve it. It was very briefly explained, but I just don't understand how it's going to work. So hopefully I get some answers in the next book. Most of the time traveling was explained through back and forth questioning with Sophia. It was basically like one whole chapter of just information, and personally I didn't feel like it was info dump because I was in Etta's shoes and I was truly interested in wanting to learn more about how the time traveling worked in this world. I really enjoyed Etta's character. I thought she was really bold and not afraid to speak up. I love that Etta told Nicholas that she doesn't need someone to protect her because she's fully capable of doing so herself. She just wants him to be her partner, someone who has her back and that supports her. There was this one scene where someone was being really rude and disrespectful to Nicholas, and she called that person out for it, and I just really applaud her for that because I just really love the way she reacted and handled that situation. Even though it wasn't like the most classiest way of handling the situation, I just really loved her actions towards it. Nicholas is a person of color, and I loved how Alexandra Bracken incorporated that into the story. There were moments in this book where people were staring at Nicholas because of his skin color, and he was highly aware and uncomfortable by it. These were some of the moments where I really felt and connected to his character. Nicholas is a very determined character, and he knows what he wants to do with his life, but he's constantly being held back by the Ironwood family. Sophia and her grandfather are a part of the Ironwood family, which is one of 4 time-traveling families, but the Ironwood family is the dominating one. The other families have either merged with the Ironwood family or they have completely disappeared. While I loved both characters individually, I didn't really feel anything about them being together. There were definitely a lot of cute moments between Nicholas and Etta, but overall I was just kind of whatever about it. I really didn't mind that they were attracted to each other and that they wanted to be together. I just didn't have any like feels about it, if that makes sense. The relationship between Etta and Nicholas didn't feel forced, but it didn't feel completely natural either. I do wish there were more side characters in this book. One of my favorite things about the Darkest Minds trilogy were the characters, but in Passenger, Etta and Nicholas are the 2 main characters, and there really isn't much about the other characters. I know I shouldn't compare Passenger with the Darkest Minds. They're 2 different books, 2 different stories, but I just can't help it because they're written by the same author. Sophia is a minor character, but she is quite an unlikable character throughout the book, but I found her to be really intriguing. She's headstrong, and she's the type of character that marches to the beat of her own drum. I can tell that Sophia is going to have a bigger role in the next book, and I'm really hoping for a possible friendship between Sophia and Etta. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's in store for her character in the next book. I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really interesting. I really enjoyed the time traveling aspect in the story, but like I said earlier, it was pretty slow for my liking, and there were moments where I was confused. That's pretty much all I have to say about this this book. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the next book. If you read this book, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!